We got to play complementary football, and I got to be better. Staff's got to be better and put them in positions to be successful.
Just kind of talk a little bit about Hudson Card, how you thought he performed.
Yeah, I thought he played well. He gave us a chance to win a game. I wish we would have been a little bit better on third downs. Obviously I got to go back and watch the tape as well. But we were clean with the football. Didn't turn it over. He made a couple of nice throws there. We'll see after we watch the tape.
Did Fresno do anything on offense that you didn't expect? They had 11 to 17 third downs, and I think they ran 82 plays to your 6.
Yeah, the disappointing thing is not, I felt like we played a little too passive at times. I thought we were pressing as the game was tight, pressing to make plays. And obviously, the going 11 to 17 on third down, it's hard to play good defense when you extend drives. And so we got to come up with a better plan and play with better technique and make competitive plays.
Ryan, big picture, it's a long season. This is one game. How do you get better from this? Because this is really the first time, as you said all year, that this group of guys has played a football game together.
Yeah, that was my message to the guys in the locker room. It was obviously this is disappointing. Nobody wants to start off with the loss. But we've also talked about how adversity is guaranteed, and it's about how we react. Didn't expect adversity to hit us in the mouth game one. But we will get better from week 1 to week 2. This team will continue to get better as the season goes, and we'll also find out what we're really good at and what we need to work on. We're not going to let one game define us. My confidence is not shaken in this group and the staff or this locker room. This is a long season, and good thing for us. We got a game in a week.
Seems like this offense is going to be aggressive. 4th and inches, going for it. It's going for it on the 1 yard line and not getting it. That's probably Graham's makeup, but
those were my calls. Okay. We are going to be aggressive, offense, defense, and special teams. We got to make those half a yard to gain. We got to be able to get a half a yard.
And then last thing, Tyrone Tracy, you said is a weapon. What did he show you today in the return game? In the running game, he didn't get a lot of opportunities, but he made the most of what he did.
Yeah, our running backs are talented. He's obviously talented with the ball in his hand. He's a tough runner. He's fast enough to hit a home run. So definitely was pleased with his production.
Dylan's interception in the fourth quarter, just what's it say with the read that he was able to make and him able to make that play in his first game?
Yeah, it's huge. It gave us an opportunity to go ahead right there. And he played about as how we see him in practice, so it wasn't surprising. There's a reason why he's a starter, and there's a reason why he's making the plays that he's making. It's because he's not only talented and capable enough to do it, but he puts in the work and he practices the way he plays.
And other plays in the secondary, though, it seems like there were breakdowns at times. Is that technique or miscommunication? Just how was Fresno's receivers able to break free at times?
Yeah, I thought, obviously, you go back and watch the tape, but just sitting from the side and knowing, what's called and within the framework of the scheme, there was the one touchdown where we had a coverage bust. We were supposed to have somebody in the half field and they weren't there, and so obviously that leads to bad plays. And I thought we just played on our heels too much, and we didn't play with aggressive technique in our man coverages, especially in the slot. So again, those are all things that we need to work on, and we'll watch film from and get better. And we'll improve from week 1 to week 2.
Other questions?
What's your willingness level right now to use Hudson on designed runs to add an extra layer of your running game? Or do you just have to keep him at harm's way?
Some of our runs are where he's got the option to pull it, depending on what the look is from the defense. We'll look at the tape and see, which ones he should have gave or should have kept. But you see, he's athletic enough to extend plays, and so we'll always be coming up and trying to come up with plans to move the ball successfully. We'll use everybody to do so.
You went in the game without obviously Gus Hartwig at center, and then in the game, a lot of shuffling there on the interior of the line. What was the impact of that?
Obviously Gus and Kaltenberger, who was really our starter at center going in, like, coming out of fall camp. But you know, I thought Salsa did a good job, and when Salsa went down, I thought, you know, JG went in there and did his thing as well. You know, we'll look at the tape though and see where we need to improve. But it, you know, it doesn't really matter who is available, who's not. We still need to operate and still need to successfully move the chains to win a ball game.
We saw a lot from Deion Burks today, and you called him a freak at Big Ten Media Day. We were able to see that a little bit on the field. What do you have to say about him?
Yeah, I mean, he's explosive. You know, I feel like anytime he touches the ball, you've got a chance to score. And so definitely utilized him, and you know, I was pleased with his production. We got to find ways to continue to get him the football.
Any other questions? Back to Sam.
Brian, can you kind of describe the 3-and-out at the end of the first half, the decision there to, you know, try to be aggressive in that situation, and it leads to them kicking a 52-yard field goal that gave them some momentum going into the half?
Yeah, you know, as a staff, we fumbled that opportunity at halftime. You know, anytime you are going in a 2-minute mode before half, you either got to move the chains and try to go score, or you got to milk the clock and not give the opponent another opportunity going into halftime. And you know, we failed in that arena. So you know, that's on me as the head coach, and I got to be better in those situations.
And the defense as a whole, just what needs to be cleaned up, or what's the message to the team after this game?
Yeah, you know, I felt like when we weren't aggressive and we weren't really like dialed into doing our jobs, and we gave up unneeded yardage. And so, you know, obviously we'll go back and look at the tape and see where some of the breakdowns were. But just from my vantage point, that's usually what happened. It was, you know, a guy was, you know, misaligned here, or you know, didn't make the right read there, or not just, you know, being confident in technique. So we'll go back to the drawing board, if you will, and find ways to continue to improve, and we will. You know, this is, like I said earlier, this is game one. From a new staff, new faces in the building, new schemes. You know, didn't work out the way we wanted it to work out, but our confidence is not shaken.
Just for you, obviously, your first game as head coach, what was it like being in that position on the sideline, having some of those decisions on your shoulders for the first time?
You know, I felt comfortable with them. You know, I'll go back and evaluate myself too on some of the decisions we made, and I felt comfortable with the decisions to go for it on 4th down when we did. So yeah, we'll do a self-evaluation as well.
More questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach. Players in short way. All right, we've got Deion Burks, Tyron Tracy, Hudson Card. Fire away with questions when ready. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, Hudson, just kind of break down what your debut, what you thought you did well, and what you'd like to kind of clean up and sharpen.
You know, obviously there's going to be plays that you wish you had back. You know, I think that's what makes football football. You know, there's always things you can improve on and get better at, and you know, just some things in the small details. Obviously, wish I had, you know, some throws back and some decision making. So it's tough. We're gonna, you know, get together, watch the film, learn from it, and just try to get better.
And Deion, can you talk about that big 84-yard touchdown? Sort of take us through that play.
Yeah, I knew it was coming to me before the play. Just my thoughts were just to run hard and the ball's in the air, get it.
And just tie it on, you know, your kickoff return, the momentum that provided at the time, just your thoughts on that big play.
from my perspective, I mean, it really was. I didn't do much, but run straight. I mean, really the rest of the unit that did their job. And they blocked me in a big hole, and I just really ran straight. Made one person miss, and my leg did the rest.
Hudson, when you look at this as a one game and a 12-game regular season, does that maybe put it more into perspective that we made a lot of mistakes? It's the first game that a lot of us are playing for Purdue and playing together, and the only place to go is up from here.
Yeah, I think it's a long season. Obviously we wish we had this one back. Obviously, but the only thing you can do now is learn from it and make sure we continue to come together and just clean up the details that we did wrong, and everything that we want to accomplish this season is still available. So just learn from it, like I said, and try to get better for next week.
And then, what was the struggle to get the running game going a little bit that felt like that could open up the offense a little bit more?
I mean, credit to Fresno State. I mean, they're a great team, well coached, and I think there's a reason why they won the championship in their league a year ago. So credit to them. We started doing a little bit more inside zone and that sort of thing, and adjusted to it in that way. But just credit to them, and they played a good game.
Tyrone, do you feel like a little bit more comfortable in this offense and this how you're being used this year versus maybe how you were used a year ago?
Yeah, I do actually. I feel like I am, more utilizing this offense at the running back position. I feel more comfortable at the running back position. As you see, I'm also, kick and turn on kickoff. So I feel like I'm able to, be on the field and give my best at every skill set that I have.
Other questions?
Why do you think the offense struggled on third down so much? 2 to 12 on third down. Fresno ran 82 plays to your 60. You had a hard time keeping the chains moving, I guess. Do you have any pinpoint anything there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to watch the film and see. Obviously, there's plays that I wish I had back that I'll learn from, and just collectively as a unit, like I said, just getting those details down, and like I said, credit to Fresno State. They came out ready to play, and I'm just gonna watch the film and learn from it.
Any more questions? All right, thanks guys. Thanks everyone.
Appreciate it.